What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Vasily and this is Very Gutski Games. So today's video, I have a special review of the Christmas promo set from MetaZoo Games. Now, if you're not familiar with MetaZoo, it's a new trading card game that's just been released. It got successfully kickstarted late last year and it just started shipping early March this year. So a lot of people are getting their hands on this card game already. The premise of the card game is pretty simple. It's a deck building card game where you control cryptids that are actual cryptids from the cryptozoology. So you have creatures such as Bigfoot, Mothman, you got the Abominable Snowman, Hodag, and a lot of other cool cryptids that exist in the world, if you believe, and also in the folklore of the United States and eventually in the world, because the game is going to expand to other areas. They already have a UFO set planned, and there's already a wilderness set planned that's going to focus more on other cryptids of the world. Now, the premise of the game is pretty simple. It's very similar to Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh! You try to reduce your opponent's life points from 1,000 to 0, and you do that by summoning cryptids, artifacts, spells, and you pay for that with auras, which is essentially the energy of the game. You also have something that's very cool and unique to the game that's called the fourth wall effect. This is where the game stands apart from the rest. It's essentially the game's location, the place where you play, whether your house, your friend's house, or at a game store somewhere. The location of that game itself affects the monsters and the buffs and the kind of debuffs that they get. So there might be creatures that will get attack boosts for playing at night or playing next to a forest or next to a river, or weather conditions such as rain and snow. So don't worry about being stuck in a location that doesn't have any of those aspects, because the game also has something called terras, which are cards that you can play that will modify the playing field. So if there's a buff that gives you an additional attack for playing in the city, and you're not in the city, for example, you're somewhere in the farmlands, there's a card called City that you can play in the game and modify the battlefield and give yourself that boost. So that's a quick summary of the game. It's very cool for big cryptozoology fans. Even if you're not a big cryptozoology fan, this game is really cool because there's cryptids that you're going to recognize and you're going to learn more about by just getting new cards, and you can look those up online. So that's a quick intro to MetaZoo. The game's really taking off, I think. So today's set, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing the Christmas promo set, which consisted of 5 cards that were released, and it was a very primitive limited print run, which consisted of 2,500 cards. Each came in a separate sealed packet containing 1 card. In addition to the 5 cards, I'll be reviewing a single New Year's promo card, and that was also a limited print run. So without further ado, let's take a look at those cards and see what they look like and what I think about them. Alright, so here we have the cards. I got them all stacked right here, so let's take them one at a time. So before I look at all the cards, this is actually what the Christmas promo packs looked like. And this one I have unopened, as you can see. This is the back of the card. It says MetaZoo. Really nice art design. And then the front of the card actually came with an art insert of this reindeer here. And you can get some information here. It says Happy Holidays from MetaZoo. And they have all this information. It says find all about the new and amazing cryptid cards to break the fourth wall with the release of our first set, MetaZoo Cryptid Nation. And you got the website here, got their Instagram and Facebook. And you can see this is 0 out of 5 cards. So actually this insert here, which is Rudolph, this is actually a unique part of the set. So you got the artist here, Victor Larson. Cool. So actually I don't know what card is in this pack right here because I haven't opened it, and I'm kind of planning to keep this sealed for collector's value. So it could be any card in here. So yeah, like you would open this, take out the art set, and then you got the card behind here. It's very cool art style, very reminiscent of the early watercolor Pokemon sets. Alright, so moving on. So these are the cards. I actually have all 5 of the cards from the set. So we're looking at the first card here, which is a really nice holographic effect on it. You can see I got these sleeved to kind of keep them safe, but this is a North Pole Terra card, essentially. This is a 5 out of 5 card, illustrated by Poncho. Um, Very cool. So this card actually, is one of the Terra cards you can play on the field to modify the playing field, uh, or the battlefield. And that's the effect that it has. It will give a boost or a buff to some of the Christmas promo cards that if you have them in your deck. So as you can see here, some better look at the art style. All right, moving on. We got our big feature card here, which is Santa Claus, which I think is very cool that they actually put Santa Claus in the game as an actual cryptid. But yeah, he's a really cool card. So as you can see, looking at him, he's a beastie humanoid. You can only have one per rule book. He's got a aura cost of 5. He's got 100 life points. He's also holographic. In fact, all of the Christmas promo cards are holographics. Maybe a little bit difficult to see the holographic effect, but he's definitely holographic. So this is the part I was talking about, the fourth wall aspect. Well, you can't actually play at the North Pole. But you might be able to if you live on the North Pole, but if you don't live there, the fourth wall buff will give you plus 50 attack points to his attack, which is Present Smash. So if you played that, if you played the North Pole card in the game, you would actually get this buff. So looking at him further, he's got a power which is called Spreading Joy, and he's got an attack called Present Smash. So it might be a little difficult to see because the camera's focusing, but you can actually pause here if you want to take a look at the power and the attack and see what it does. So let's see what the Present Smash has actually a very interesting condition. Says here, it says if you have given the caster targeted by the attack a present this year, Present Smash gains plus 50 damage. So this is actually another really cool thing about the game, is that you can see that if something actually real happened in the world, like if you're playing the other caster and you know them and you've given him a present this year, Santa Claus will end up doing more damage on his attack. So there's just things outside the game that you have to consider. And there's actually other trait symbols, and I think this one is Flight, which I'm not 100% sure what it does, but I think it makes him like unblockable or something. But yeah, this is Santa Claus, and you can see he's a 1 out of 5. Also illustrated by Poncho. Alright, moving on to the next card. This one here is actually Abominable Snowman. This was the chase card from the Christmas promo set because apparently he was much harder to get from the pulls. He's a lesser print run. He's got less cards in the set. Less probability of pulling him. Very cool art style. As you can see, he's a beastie Sasquatch, Abominable Snowman. You can only have one per spellbook. He costs 4 aura. He's got 120 life points. I don't remember what this trade does here, but it looks like he gets a 25 boost attack for when it snows, and then he gets plus 25 for playing at North Pole. And then you can see another interesting condition here. It says this beastie can only be contracted during the month of December. So there's other things to consider. As you can see, these other real world implications come into play. So you can only have this card in your deck if you're playing in December. He's got a power called Munch Crunch, and he's got a trait called Insatiable Hunger. You can see some flavor text here, also illustrated by Poncho. This is a 3 out of 5 card of this set. It's a really cool art style. I really dig this one. Alright, moving on to the next one. Alright, here we have the Gingerbread Man. And I really like this one. It reminds me a lot of the Gingerbread Man from Shrek. So he's a beastie cookie, and he can only have one per spellbook. Costs 2 aura to cast. He's got 40 life points. He also gets a 25 boost for playing in the North Pole. He's got a couple of traits here, which I'm not super familiar with. I think this one's Flight. Don't remember what this one is. Also, this one can only be played during the month of December. As you can see, he's got a special condition here. He has a power called Cookies and Cream and Candy Caning attack. Actually, the power is Cookies and Cream and the attack is Candy Caning. And this one is illustrated by Victor Larson, and this is a 4 out of 5 card out of the set. Very cool holographic effect on this one. And this Gingerbread Man just looks like, he's about to go in and kick some butt. Alright, moving on to the next card of the set. This one is actually the last one from the Christmas promo set, and this one's called Santa's Bag. It's an artifact card. You can only have one per spellbook, costs 3 aura to cast, and it's got 10 life points. So very cool thing about this game is actually artifacts have life points. So your opponent can attack an artifact and destroy it, which I think that's correct. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it works. So another thing is you still also have the condition this card can only be played during December, and I really like the effect of this card. And you can see that what it does, it says fatigue this page to select one unopened MetaZoo booster pack you own. Open the pack and select one artifact page from it and swap Santa's bag with the selected page until the end of this match. If Santa's bag is in the sleeve protector, the selected page must be put into the same type of sleeve or protectors. So it's a very cool card. You know, you play this, if you have an unopened booster pack that you brought with you, you know, you get a random pool of an artifact that you can essentially play for a very low cost, essentially of 3 aura, because you already paid for this, you get a free artifact. So very cool illustration on this one also, got a nice holographic effect. And this card is also illustrated by Victor Larson. This is a 2 out of 5 set. Very nice. Alright, and the last card, so that's the Christmas promo set wrapped up. We have the very last card, which is not part of the Christmas promo set, but this is a New Year's promo card that was released from MetaZoo, and this one's called New Year's New Beginnings, which is a spell card with the cost of 1 aura. Can only have 1 per spellbook. Now let's take a look at this art style, because I really like this effect here. It's like this little, I don't know, Christmas elf or something like that, and got like a little champagne or what have you, a little celebration. Alright, and so what this card does, it says you and the target caster must place your entire chapters into your respective cemeteries. You and target caster must then bookmark 7 new pages. So this is actually some terminology that they use in the game that's unique. So the caster is your opponent essentially, and the chapters is your hand. They refer to your hand as the chapter, and the cemetery is basically like your discard pile. And you know, when it says bookmark basically means draw on a card. So what this card does essentially is makes you and your opponent discard the entire hand and then draw 7 new cards into your hand. So essentially wiping the slate clean, starting a new year. And it's very cool. This one's also illustrated by Poncho, and this is not really like, there's no set, but it's got its own unique symbol here. Let's take a closer look at this one. Really like this card. And I think this one, too, this doesn't have any restrictions on, you know, playing this during January or December. So this is going to be a very, you know, unique card to have in your deck. I think a lot of people are going to be using this. And the rarity of this, especially that it's been a promo card, I think it's going to make it a bit of a chase card down the line once the game goes mainstream. All right, well, that's all the cards I have for you guys. Let's just take another look at all these. We got the 5 Christmas promos. You know, I got Halloween. Sorry, not Halloween. The New Year's promo, and I got this one sealed. This one's not being opened. This stays for collector's value. That was a quick overview of the Christmas promo card set, as well as the New Year's promo card from MetaZoo Games. Now, if you haven't already, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more cool videos coming to you guys. I'm going to be doing unboxing of the booster box, as well as a spell book, as well as blister packs. And just taking a look at the cards, the art style is awesome. I think the game's awesome. I think it's really going to take off. So I'll also be doing some gameplay videos. So, you know, please stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the future videos. All right, you guys take care, and I'll see you next time.